Hi and welcome to the Mwegas. So I want to keep this very short. I hate people who virtue signal. I I really hate those kinds of people because it is in my experience they don't really care. They just do it so that they can get some kind of clout or to be seen to seen to care, but they really don't care, and this really pisses me off. So I've been having what it's not a discussion, like an engagement with people who are fighting the current CBC curriculum. It is the competency-based curriculum which has been rolled out in Kenya in the primary and secondary education system. And what they bring up is people are poor. And I ask, so what? Did they become poor because of CBC? What exactly does CBC have to do with poverty? I do understand that CBC is more engaging because it has a lot of things which are engaging parents and children. So you can be told, go to the cyber or to the internet, download ABCD, and then print it out and let the child come with it. Because one of the things which most parents, many parents complained about the 844 system, and also a lot of teachers, was that there was a disconnect between the parents and the teachers in terms of the child's education. And so it was envisioned that a system where parents and teachers collaborate to teach the child will be the best approach. Now, I don't know what parents were thinking that their engagement will be. I really do not understand. However, let us just put that aside. I do get that when you are poor and you are expected to do all these things, then it takes a toll on you. However, the problem for me is not CBC, because whether CBC is there or not, you still remain poor. So the problem is the poverty, not CBC. And every time I try to steer a discussion towards the poverty angle, like, okay, what is the issue? Is it the CBC or poverty? Then everybody is like, yeah, you are rich, so you just continue with your bliss, and that's such nonsense. If your issue is that people are poor and so they cannot adequately support their children in pursuit of their education, you do not attack the education, you attack the poverty. I mean, it is simple. Because poverty is what is making these parents have difficulty supporting their children get an education. So these people will claim, it is so hard for people who barely have anything to eat. Noted. The question is, if CBC is stopped today, do the people now have food? Do they now have food? Are they now out of poverty because CBC stopped? So that is the kind of stupidity that I really do not understand, and that's why I hate virtue signaling. So everybody is like, you don't understand, there are people who do not even have shoes. Okay, so let's stop CBC. Do they now have shoes? So if the issue is poverty, the points to tackle, the enemy to defeat should be poverty. Right? So the question is, why are they poor? Because not all poor people are equal. There are those people who are poor because they are lazy. There are those people who are poor because they do not have a means, or they do not have the means and support to earn a living, or what they are engaged in is not lucrative enough to make them get out of poverty. Maybe they do not have necessary skills for employment. So what do? Provide the skills. Maybe they have the skills, but they do not have a way where they can access employment. So what do? Hook them up with jobs. So when now they have money in their pockets, when now they can adequately feed themselves, now they can support their children in whichever education curriculum is happening. Listen, there is free primary education. So we are not saying that these parents are using their money to take their kids to school. School is free. So if it was an issue of school fees, that the fees are too high, that people can barely afford, that is understandable. But right now school is free, but you are expected to support your child in their education. You're supposed to, if your child is in private school, if your child is in public school, then there are schools where they are provided textbooks. So you do not even have to worry about textbooks. You just have to worry about exercise books where they write. And now the exercises and the homework which you are expected to engage with your child. So if the issue is poverty, let's talk about poverty. Let's talk about, why are these people poor? Is it that, are they farmers? What are they farming, right? So what they are farming does not give them enough money, or maybe it is seasonal, so the money they earn cannot last them a year. So what else can they do? Let's engage in that discussion. But this sign language of shaming and you know, insults, where somebody challenging you, oh, it's because they are rich. I am by no means of the imagination rich or wealthy or well off. I am also surviving month by month by month. Okay? However, virtue signaling should stop. If you are not going to deal with the root issue, if you are not going to deal with the real issue, just shut the hell up. Because every time you post nonsense, I will come there, I will challenge you, and then that will give you another opportunity to insult me. And then the cycle continues. But I will not allow people to, you know, pretend that they care when they don't. And this is a person who claims to be part of management of a school, and you are out here complaining about the system of education. 844 system was whack. It was not good. So we can say we moved from a bad system to a bad system. So we are still bad. We cannot move from a bad system to a bad system and then back to a bad system. And then there is something he said the last time we engaged, that we could have improved 844. And I asked, what is it about CBC that cannot be improved? We are here now in a system which you claim to be bad. That previous system was bad, but you said we could have improved that. So this system is an attempt on improving the last system. So now, instead of moving forward, you want us to go back to a bad system and then improve that system, as if going back to that system will not cost money. Money which could have been used, and resources which could have been used to improve this one. I don't know what happened to people and thinking. Is thinking such a difficult concept? Is using the brain such a difficult concept for some people. And then they do not engage in a genuine, honest, and in a way which, what is the word, where now somebody engages with an open mind because they want to learn, they want to hear a different perspective. There is a word for that which has escaped my mind. So they come there with in that engagement. If you do not agree with them, they insult you. And that is the trick they are using to shut people up. Now, there is this thing about me. If I understand that you are trying to make a point and your point is nonsensical, and anyone who challenges you, you insult, then I take the insults but still continue engaging, because I'm going to deny you that opportunity to engage in nonsensical stupidity.